Welcome back, Nerdiverse, to the Masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome back, Nerdiverse, to the Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have such sights to show you. I'm, of course, Master of the Nerdiverse, Mike G. And back with me, as always, is the man himself, the Jedi Counselor. He was once a tornado rustler back in the 1990s. We simply call him Wash. What's going on, sir?
I have wrestled me a few tornadoes. I do not recommend wrestling a tornado. I have tended to wrestle them in a basement with a lot of booze, though.
You're going to have a bad time. What was the number of the tornado? Was it like a F2, F3?
It's just questionable. Luckily, I've never had one touch down, but fairly close. In fact, right back at the homestead. Shout out Appleton. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Um, they just had one touchdown, and it's like 15 minutes from my house, and it did major damage. So I have been fortunate.
Tornadoes are the worst, just because it's like it can touch down and skip three houses and hit yours. And guess what? You're the lucky guy who gets to get touched by a tornado. You know what I'm saying?
Hence why, if you're in a 10-mile radius, you're in your basement drinking.
And just whenever you open that door, it is what it is. Open that door and watch the house. Wunderbar.
What do we got? Classic. I was like Little House on the Prairie, but Wizard of Oz, man. Like classic. We have enough tornado movies. We need more.
We need more. Twister is one of my favorite movies of all time, dude. That movie is so
Twister's
epic.
a great film. The three cyclones in
Big Trouble in Little China.
no the world end of the world Doomsday movie. You know what I'm
Uh,
talking about? Has the three
uh,
cyclones come. Oh God, I can't get it. I'm not gonna have it.
that's
Anyway,
okay.
great,
That's
great disaster movie.
Man. What's going on, Bradley? Welcome to the show. Good sir. What's going on, B? Are you talking about the day after tomorrow, bro?
Thank
Where
you. Day after tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. And you watch. You're sitting there, and the three cyclones form in New York, and you're like, oh,
well, that's
that's
hell.
a bad day.
That's rough. So you're gonna have a bad time. I'm saying, yeah.
I remember I was on the phones at a sales job calling New York when New York was flooding, and we were watching it on the news at work, and everybody's like, should we be doing this? Like, yeah, they pick up the phone.
Pick up
Yeah,
the
they're
damn
at home.
phone. Pick up the fucking phone. Your boss was not playing, Doug. He closes get
Uh,
coffee. I don't care what's going on outside. If I don't hear you on these damn phones, I'm gonna kick you outside.
yeah, so
Got it. Work-life balance, baby. We gotta cultivate work-life balance, Doug. Man, I remember I went to go visit family in Florida one summer, and it's literally a hurricane hit, and you got to just sit in the house and just kind of hear the house rattle and start to see the water come from under the door, and you're just like, should we have left? Nah, man, I've been here for 40 years. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And it's like we're all gonna die. Dog.
dude,
We're all gonna float
terrifying,
away. You know what I'm saying? Good
terrifying.
times. Speaking of terrifying things, we have a terrifyingly good episode this evening. It's Match of the Nerdiverse podcast.
Oh yes, there's a ton of stuff. It's fire outside and has been all week. Which brings me to one of our questions, which I suppose I'll get to. But since we're a family here at the Nerdiverse, you might as well let everybody know how's that social media blackout going during
Yo, yo,
D23.
yo, that shit was crazy, bro. So as you guys heard from my rant last Friday, I have since and continue to be on a complete social media blackout. That means I've deleted all apps from my phone. The only thing I have running right now is YouTube and Twitch. If you consider that social media, all of the rest of it's gone. So hearing news like the olden days is kind of great
Yeah.
because I'm just like, I'm over here watching my, my streamer stream, and they're like, "Hey, Hayden Panettiere passed away," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" Oh, I can't check my phone. Blessings. And that's kept my day pushing.
That's interesting, man.
I
That's
wouldn't have not
interesting.
known if my streamer didn't tell me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and it's crazy how social media interjects in your life whether you want it to or not, because people send you stuff like, you don't know how many Instagram links I've gotten. You don't know how many like memes have been sent to me, like downloaded memes, bro. Like, no, this is gonna enter your sphere one way or another. I'm like, stop sending me this stuff, guys.
I was
I'm on
like,
a cleanse.
it's like, I'm not going to send it to you if you're not going to voluntarily look at it. Lord knows I'm only sending it if it's life or death. You know what I mean? And yeah, some things were, which is why I was interested, because it's like, even if you catch a little bit of a rumor or a hint of an Ahsoka or his Doomsday, it's like, or Gamescom next week, is the itch going to be enough to be like, oh man,
No, I'm never coming back. I'm never coming back.
And I just want to say, kids out there, I know this sounds like a wild thing Mike's doing, but there's an entire like life pre-social media that worked just fine.
I'm trying to get back in touch with that. Literally looking for like news on the podcast. I feel like my pops in 1970 or whatever, doing this with the newspaper, reading the funnies. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this happened. Oh, there's something going on with GTA 6. I had no idea. So it's like being completely out the loop, but also not being overstimulated, not having to hear other people's horrible takes, enjoying things. Speaking of which, let's get into tonight's episode, because there's something I want to talk about leading up into this conversation. Tonight's episode being Masters of the Nerdiverse 176. Are you a Jedi or not? Based upon recent events, Doug. Friday was D23, and that was our episode night. So it's funny, this all happened immediately after this our episode stopped running, and I didn't know about this because Wash hit me up in excitement, saying Ahsoka season 2, Ahsoka season 2. And you know how good it felt to talk to my friend about Star Wars stuff and not have people bitching in my ear about how woke it is or how mid it is, and just all that internet nonsense is just gone. I could just enjoy it with my buddy, geeking out at all hours of the night. You know what I'm saying? It's such a pure thing. And
it was late for me, my friend. It was late, but I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me? No, I gotta talk about this." I would have went live, but we might have had too much bit of the wine at that stage to hop on the old MOTN live. That's a 24-hour stream, folks. Guzzle, guzzle.
Guzzle, guzzle. We're just going to keep watching this over and over until one of us passes out. Spoiler alert, it's going to be me, Doug. Bradley said, I just watched Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, Stay Detached, Mike. That's the plan, bro. I haven't seen that movie yet. It's one of those on the radar. I'm just so, my quality of life is so much better sans social media, because I'm drawing again. I'm using time to draw. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing artwork. I just have time on my hands. I'm playing video games. I'm watching movies. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's talk about tonight's episode and the 4 major topics we're going to be discussing. As always, if you like the content, click that like button on YouTube, click that like button on Twitch if you want more content. Subscribe to the channel so that you're made aware when new content goes live, and comment. Let us know your thoughts. We love to hear from you. So I always like to do at the beginning of our episodes is ask Squash of these 4 highlight topics, these spotlight topics, being the ridiculously fun Whale Fall trailer. This kind of came out of nowhere. And just D23 crap. The Vision Quest trailer, which I think is very interesting. We got our MCU cast reveal with names. They named names. And lastly, the Ahsoka season 2 trailer. Maybe a surprise, but which Wash of these 4 topics at the beginning of all things, which one are you most interested in talking about tonight?
Whalefall.
He went, And there was a fucking whale, bro.
It took me by surprise. I was like, what the hell is this? And then when it started, I'm like, are we really? Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah,
And
we're doing it.
so whale
The
fall.
whale fall. Yeah, let's go. I'm so happy because I saw that and I was like, what the hell? I have no social media, right? So I'm just like, what?
Oh yeah.
The name alone is dumb. I was like, you know me. I like silly stuff. So I'm like, I'm just gonna click play and whatever happens. This is the dumbest idea. This is the greatest idea. Let's go.
It's so good. It's so good.
But we'll talk about that further. Bradley asks, oh, he says he's looking forward to the MCU cast. So we're definitely going to get into that.
Oh.
Absolutely. So well fall. We'll see how Wash feels by the end of the evening. But that being said, before we talk about any of these little topics here, before we get into the actual meat of the episode, I always like to ask Wash the proverbial question. How was your week?
Solid
Paul?
week, slow week in terms of actual content consumed. That said, in terms of hours of content consumed, it was pretty much taken up by one thing. But before I get to that one thing, which is also Star Wars related, hint, hint, we're going to start with I finished Cape Crusader.
Okay.
Freaking slow clap that, man. I thought it was great. I thought it ended great. I thought the last fight was great. I thought the tension that they built between these two characters, I don't know. Spoilers, not spoilers. I have no idea if that's, I mean, I don't know.
It's been out for a while.
Whatever. All right. Well, anyway, I liked how it ended. I immediately wanted season 3.
Yeah,
so it's
right?
the absolute opposite of X-Men, which has almost left my thought process. I immediately was like, so when's season 3 coming out? Because I want that. And I kind of want it for different reasons than I think. Here's what I want. I want to step back. So I want Batman to get insanely frustrated. I want him to know that the big bad is out there. He can't find them. There's nothing to do. And all of these distractions keep bothering him. This is what I want for third season, where he just builds into what he's trying to get him to. So, and then like maybe a season 4 where we see, the baddies get together and finally see that evolve. And then let's sum it up in a season 5. I think we can do this in 50 episodes. I think it's fantastic. It got a little weird. Weird isn't bad.
Yes. I love it, right? It gets weird, right?
Weird. It got a little weird. I was like,
oh, we're doing that. We're doing that. Okay. Bet.
So, and I certainly don't want to spoil it because when you get there, it's kind of fun the way they laid it out. So I think I'd do a dish justice to the storytelling that they've done, because when it gets weird, you're like, where are we? What is happening? And then you remember, like, this isn't the Gotham we are necessarily familiar with, right?
Correct.
It's a different type of Gotham. So, thoughts?
Yeah, without spoiling anything, what you want, what you're describing is dangerously close to the Nightfall saga.
Aren't we getting that?
Yeah, we're getting that.
We are getting that.
Someone blows up Arkham Asylum. All these little distractions are all over Gotham City. All the cats are out of the playhouse, and Batman has to recatch all of his rogues gallery. All these little distractions while the big bad is circling him like a shark. And when he finally gets the focus, by the time he gets the focus on the real problem, the bad is broken. You know what I'm saying?
And this is why I kind of want it laid out that way, is because what we got is good, right? They did good, but it deserves more than 2. It deserves like an 8-episode type of arc where we just do this story. And thus, if you give it like the 5 episodes, another 20 30 episodes to get there. I think that by the time we get there, we can just focus on these characters and really get to the heart of their not battle rivalry, the heart of this rivalry,
Yeah,
which has spanned comics for decades. It's one of the best rivalries
of all
in
time in
comics, right?
literature.
In anything, right? So yes,
And it's kind of what they do in this series, right? It's kind of there's an overarching threat to Gotham in this season, and every single episode bookends with that threat in one way or another. It may not even be even tangential to the plot of that episode, but we're kind of seeing what's going on the periphery of the story up until it hits ahead, and you kind of get that climax and that two part. It's like this is how you do a two-part kind of season finale. X-Men. This is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? You can tell whatever stories you want, but keep that through line, keep that, you know what I'm saying, like that bookend threat active. So when you only have 2 episodes left, it's not a surprise. Oops, all Solomon Grundys or whatever, no spoilers, but it's just you write it. It sounds so cliche. Just write it better, if that makes sense.
just
You know what I mean?
dude, you just write it better. Like you just write it better. And every moment I spent with that series, like I did not notice 1 minute that went by. Every
Yeah,
single minute was like, no, this is great, super good. So that is my recommendation. Go check out Cape Crusader season
yeah.
1 and 2. God, I hope 3, because you said the trailer just dropped. I didn't even watch the trailer because I didn't want the spoilers. I don't think I watched the trailer because I didn't want the spoilers. So I forgot I had that. I'm gonna watch that immediately, and
Yeah.
hopefully that series is coming within like the next 2 weeks, because I'd be like, yeah, that's dope. Number
Wait,
2.
you
Oh,
saw
go on.
you did you finish season 1 or season 2?
Season 1 and 2. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay,
we're
you're
done.
fully caught
We're
up.
caught
Okay,
up.
bet.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
fully caught up. Yeah,
good.
yeah. Number 2, we did go back to Superman. It got better.
It got better, right? It ended.
It
Did you
got
watch it? Did you complete it?
No, I
Yeah,
did not complete it, but
it
like
gets better.
like it got better quickly. I don't know what those episodes were in the first part of season 2, but we're past that and
We're
we're
kind of
to a
the
point,
growing
and
pains,
it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, but it's season 2. You know what I mean? Those growing pains should have been in season 1, which was excellent. It makes me wonder, like, was season 2 first 3, was that supposed to be season 1, and they're like, no, we're not going to do that. Put it here.
Where are you in the latest season?
Superman dies.
The death of Superman, right? Um, I want to talk about this for a second, is
Please.
how they are kind of they're kind of like deconstructing the reign of Superman, death of Superman arc, in this almost less is more kind of approach that is equal parts refreshing as it is frustrating. You know what I mean? Because they're doing their own thing, which is equal parts Dragon Ball Z, equal parts, kind of like their anime influences right on their sleeve. Literally, Future Trunks is right there. You know what I mean? Cell is right there. You know what? I'm okay with it. Fine, if we're doing the Cell saga, but a la Superman, I'm down with that. How creative can you get? Let's see what it does.
Honestly, I love this Superman and I love this Clark. I
Yeah.
love this Superman.
So-
I
and,
love this
and sometimes
Clark. And
that's
when I
all you
think
need.
about it,
Sometimes
it's
that's
like,
all you need,
damn,
man.
this is actually really good what they did. They've written Clark and Lois better than we've seen Clark. I haven't seen that new show that ran for 6 seasons on WB,
Superman and
like that.
Lois. Yeah, Superman and
Yeah, I didn't
Lois.
see
Yeah.
that one, so I don't know. I can't speak to that. But as far as those two as a couple goes, and just aging them up and just making everything much more approachable and friendly and wanting to be there, they made it so much better. They made it so much better. So good job, Superman, and shout out. The third and final topic is the long awaited Star Wars Legacy.
Is that Carrie Fisher, bro?
That's Carrie Fisher,
Is that
and that
Carrie
is
Fisher?
Ray on the cover. It's a recently released book within the last, probably, I want to say 12 weeks, give or take. I finally was able to get my hands on it. It's about 16 hours long. I am 9 hours through. So we are just chewing that up this week. And here's where we're at, man. As a book goes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
not done.
What does
There's
that
room
mean?
for improvement,
Yeah, what does
but
that mean? I'm not finished.
that I'm not done. There's room for improvement, but the reason I bring it up is like my topic of the week is because this is taking place, and Mike, we've talked about this a lot. A lot of Star Wars people talk about it a lot when we talk about Ahsoka season 2, Starfighter, where's Star Wars going? Look, this book exists for a reason, right? This book did not just accidentally drop now, it dropped now for a reason. People
Yeah.
thought this out. So, this book takes place after episode 8, pre episode 9. And I'm going to try to make this quick because I have not had a Star Wars Friday in forever. So, I haven't talked Star Wars. So, don't let me ramble too long. But
I'll just
in short,
chop. I got you,
yeah,
boss. I got you.
in short, what the problem is what we've done kind of with Rey and Leia and Luke in this book, and we've talked about this a lot. What has Luke been doing?
Yeah.
How,
You know,
how was
that's my
his
biggest problem
school?
with Star Wars right now.
Who'd he train? And this book very much deliberately says out loud, well, Luke kind of went in his own path after he failed, after I, Leia, declined to continue training so I can raise my family, and I gave him my son, and that failed.
Yeah.
And then the temple is mentioned. So, and the many times this happens, they really do make it sound like Luke trained just no one. Like he trained Leia,
Like
he
failure
trained
to
Ben.
launch.
It
Like
went
failure to launch. That
absolutely. And
sucks.
this book is giving all types of that throughout the story. And so I'm kind of like, what in the world we're doing? Like, why is this happening again? Very much like The Last Jedi. So that's where we're at. The relationship, we're stuck on Tython. I'm going to shout out Dawn of the Jedi book, early 19,000 years before the Jedi we know, like early
Jeez.
Jedi. They didn't have lightsabers type Jedi. They're on Tython. And like many of these books do, they limit them to this space so that they're not accidentally running into things that could break canon. And that is good and bad because we're 16 hours in the same space. You know what I mean? It's like, what was that movie where they turned into a rock at the end? And it was cool. Everywhere, everyone. Like, that
Everywhere
was
all at
cool.
once. Yeah.
It was cool. It was like, what, 10, 20 seconds? We don't want to spend 2 hours there. And that's what essentially we're doing on this rock. Her and Leia's relationship, not that great. And they make painstakingly efforts to say, well, I only trained under Luke for about 6 months, so I don't really know anything, but yet I am your teacher. And Rey is very much stone faced.
So I don't have a teacher.
So I don't have a teacher, right? Weird things with Ben that, it's like, why are we doing this again? Why are you really going back? And hey, I thought we were going to leave it, but who knows? I haven't finished it. We got like 6 hours to go. And very much, okay, I've been given this religion and there's no one to teach me. And so now I'm mad. And so this is how this book is laid out, leading to episode 9. And I have to be honest, as a read goes, Dawn of the Jedi. As a read goes, it's very confusing as far as like, what are you doing to this character? You're really backtracking on what you just told us in episode 9 and the character Rey is. And 6 hours left, there's not a lot of room to get there. And so she really doesn't even like to deal with Leia because That's Ben's son, and she feels how she feels about Ben. So whenever she's with Leia, makes her think of Ben. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Uh, one. First off, it was going on Tooch in here talking about day drinking. You know
Yeah.
where the party
On the
at?
schedule for tomorrow.
Yeah, mixed with the Chris, baby. What's wrong with that? Um, I have a very blunt question for you, and I would like just a yes or
Mm-hmm.
no answer. Have the Skywalker bloodline benefited the galaxy
With this book, I would say
in general?
it's quite in general.
Anakin to Rey, has to be is it a net positive or a net negative? The Skywalker's influence, not even influence, Skywalker's existence in the known galactic
I hate to put this on the
scene of things.
Skywalker name, but Anakin did a lot
A
of
lot of
damage, bro.
problems.
Anakin did a lot of damage in so many different ways. And when you get into the later books with like after Leia's married with Han, and those books are out there, go find them, folks. They're not coming to my name right now. But like when they go back to Tatooine, just an offshoot, they go back to Tatooine, and she literally goes through like Anakin's shoes when he was a kid and goes to the same places, even though she doesn't really know it at the same time. And it's like, no, man, there's a lot of damage done. And being a Skywalker, being a Jedi, even this late stage in the game
Being a Jedi is never since Order 66. Being a Jedi has not been hot. It remained not being hot. You know what I'm saying?
People look at you sideways, man. Like,
because they literally got these people are traitors and have and traitors to the Galactic Empire, and to your average Joe, they're terrorists in a weird way. The Skywalkers are pretty much labeled terrorists. They had to go. And if you see a Jedi, tell. And that's been the sentiment all up until Rey. That sentiment's never changed. And Luke, you telling me that Luke Temple failed to launch immediately? That just compounds that error.
They failed to do their job because no one was protected. Everyone got hurt. Everyone lost somebody. It's one of those type of situations. And at the end of that rope, no matter how you push it, like it goes back to the Jedi, and it's like, yo, bro, y'all are supposed to be cool, but where were you? And if you look at Ahsoka, because I know we're going to be talking about it, if you want to go back and watch Clone Wars Season 7, they speak directly to that with Reva, not Reva, that's Reva!
That's Obi-Wan.
Reva! Yeah, that's Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan! With the two sisters and Obi-Wan and Ahsoka, they speak to how the Jedi really missed the boat with their helping of people versus fighting wars. So we could go on all day, but that is my week legacy. I will finish it next week. I will give you a thumbs up, sideways, or down on it. But right now we are at a 3 out of 5, mainly because much like with Bad Batch, and I did listen to Bad Batch recently a second time, they just seem to get the tone wrong. Like Rey is not as serious as this book makes her to be. Yeah. She's a mess, right? She's a mess, but she's not a complete hot mess all the damn time. You know, you got her up there popping with the freaking rainbows, Chewie, the Falcon. She's a fairly happy-go-lucky individual with, some parental issues.
Hang-ups. Yeah, with some hang-ups, man. That's it. She doesn't know she doesn't have an identity.
How was your week? Sorry, forgot the handoff, bro.
Fumble.
Fumble.
Flag on the play. Speaking of which, my Broncos play tonight. I gotta watch that out to see where we're at. Preseason's back, baby. I would wear my Broncos hat, but it fell into like a precipice, and it's all dusty now. So I need a new Broncos hat. But I digress. You kept it to three things. I'll keep it to three things. What am I playing? Playing still Marvel Tokon. Let's talk about that. So Marvel Tokon continues. My hands being owed and turning into dust as I try to do combos continues. The game is so pretty. The game feels like I've been driving manual my entire life, and you're asking me now to drive automatic. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? Like it's supposed to be easier, but my brain is overcomplicating it. So I'm struggling to cast the gas the grasp the rhythm of the game. You know what I mean? Fighting games are pretty much rhythm games in a weird sense. There's a certain way the game wants you to play it. There is some there's a lot of artistic freedom in Tokon. Play it how you want to play it, but there's a certain rhythm to it that there's like an underlying rhythm of button pressing, of combos, of when to snap people in. Don't mash no buttons. It's like either all mash like a child and things will happen, or precise inputs only. One mash will throw off your whole combo. So I'm trying to find that zen balance in the game. Charger football. Look at Toots jumping in there. Charger football. You guys are in our you guys are in our division. So I'm gonna be sweet. I'm gonna be sweet Mike tonight. I'm not gonna roar on the Chargers. Go Broncos. Let's go. So I don't even have a team yet. I haven't jumped online once. I beat story mode. Beating the story
Okay.
mode. Beating the
Good
story mode.
story.
It's interesting because there's five different major groups. There's like the Avengers, there's the X-Men, there's the Guardians, there's a kind of like random anime group. And each group's story is written and drawn by different creatives. So that I only played the Avengers group because I had Cap, and Cap's my boy. And that was like anime style with a manga kind of feel to it. Apparently the X-Men story is like drawn by like George Ramirez and like just really beautiful artwork. So I have to play each one, and I learned so
That
much
sounds
more.
great.
It's really the production in this game is beautiful. It's just a joy to watch. It's a joy to play. Every single different color is a homage to other of moments in Marvel history. There's a Venom. There's a black suit Spider-Man version for Spider-Man. There is a Hobgoblin color scheme for
Yeah.
Green Goblin. So there's a
Yeah.
Red Hulk. There's a Blue Hulk. There's Cosmic Hulk. You can literally pick the Fantastic Four in this game without picking the Fantastic Four. Because the new Fantastic Four is Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and the Hulk. And all of them have a Fantastic Four color scheme. So if you wanted to pick the Fantastic Four without picking the Fantastic Four, you can do that in this game. It's very sneaky how they kind of let nerds be nerds in this game.
That's ridiculous. Fantastic Four. I had a question in regards to it.
Yeah.
Like, so you have Crimson Dawn, you have Borderlands, you had that other game. There was another game I think in there that you stopped playing.
Forza.
Forza, right? Are you enjoying your time with this more than you've enjoyed your time recently with some games, or are we in the Forza category where it's like it's a fun, entertaining, get out there, have some fun, enjoy yourself?
You know what? It's almost me. I'm not. I'm still in a bad toxic relationship with Crimson Desert. We're not going to talk about that because if you speak the X's name, they shall appear and just hiss at you and want to bite your throat. It's funny because, and Bradley will tell you, fighting games are such a communal enjoyment. You know what I mean? Like fighting games are best when you're sitting next to your buddy on the chair. We've done it before. We played matches in Street Fighter. People getting butt hurt. You have to pass the controller. You're thinking about how you could have won that last match. You finally get the controller back. I'm never letting this bitch go. I'm a problem now. I'm gonna go around the whole room at least twice, right? And when you're an adult in a room with an online connection, it just doesn't feel the same. You know what I mean? Playing online against people is not the same as rubbing shoulders with Bradley and his family and our friends and us Wash rubbing shoulders playing. It's a different kind of feeling. So I'm trying to recapture that young Mikey enthusiasm to play fighting games and learn a fighting game to where I know every single character off the top of my head. I can mix match teams. I'm beastly, right? You know, but it's hard to do in these four walls with like Cockblocker 95 teabagging me because he knows the game better than me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So am I enjoying it? Yes, this game is a very lab friendly game. Labbing and trying to figure things out, and you know, it's very fun. But does it stand up to like a Ghost of Yote, or does it stand to like Star Wars Outlaws? And has it gripped me yet? Because
Yeah.
I haven't gripped the fighting system yet. Once I Matrix Neo, I know Kung Fu, we're off to the races, baby.
Yeah.
I can't even do a combo yet because I can't, my hands won't let it happen. My brain is moving faster than my hands. So I'm still at infant mode, scared to jump online. But once I get it, it's on. Then it's one of those things where I'm going to play it every night after work. You know what I'm saying? Get some matches in while I wait for my food to cook, while I wait for my food to get here. It's going to be like that. But I'm still so washed that I can't enjoy it yet because I'm still kind of, it's like you're so scared to drive a car, but next thing you know, it's 1:00 in the morning and you're doing 95 on the I-10, and you're just like, let's go, So I'm still trying to learn how to drive, and I'm afraid to hit any other car in this game. But once I got it locked in, I think I'll enjoy it a lot more once I can do the thing and do cool combos and one touch kills and all that fun stuff. Get that kung fu movie training on my Bradley knows you got to get the two jugs with the spikes on your arms. So if you drop your arms, you stab your sides. The Shaolin Temple training, walk. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get to the 36th chamber on this game, man. 2. Any questions about Tolkien before I move on? Other questions?
No, we're good.
All right.
PlayStation or Xbox? I thought
PlayStation exclusive. PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, okay.
With PC. There's a whole thing about PC being broken. People are mad because they think PC was sabotaged to sell more PlayStation copies. There's a whole thing going on with this game.
I was going to make a joke that an Xbox is anything and anywhere, so you could easily just rub shoulders against somebody and play.
This is an Xbox, bro.
That's an Xbox. Kombucha.
It's
an Xbox.
The Mercedes of video games. I'm never talking about them motherfuckers again. The other thing I want to talk about, number 2, was Reacher season 4. All the way caught up on Reacher. Thoughts about that won't make this long because the last thing I want to talk about, I'm gonna gush about. So I want to just kind of breeze through this. I want to read the Reacher books. I want to kind of start to listen to the Reacher books, to kind of hear how he's supposed to be versus what I'm being shown. I think I'm going to fall into a Reacher hole. And just
Reacher hole.
That sounds crazy.
Reacher hole.
I'm out. Fly on the play, dog. I don't want to crawl into a Reacher hole. I'm sorry. God damn. What the fuck? I'm tired, man. Pardon my French.
T-shirt. Reacher.
Crawl into the Reacher hole. And then just have a bunch of CDs in the back like a damn like a crawl into the Reacher hole. San Francisco, Los Angeles, Santa Fe. Oh God, what's going on? I'm falling apart. This season, that is wild, bro. Dios mío. My only critique about this season is they're usually pretty kind of laxed about why Reacher decides to do what he does, because he's pretty much like Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star. He just kind of walks around as a 7'8", monolith, and someone just happens to piss him off, and that's a season. You know what I mean? Kind of like you didn't pay your fare in that token. You ran that stop sign, Reacher. Next thing you know, he's hunting this guy down, right? But the motivations for this season are so light. They almost make fun of it throughout the season. Like, why do you care, Reacher? Why are you so... You don't know these people. You don't know them from Adam. It's just something you randomly showed up and fell into this crazy super conspiracy. Why do you even care? It almost reminds me of like The Punisher. We've been talking about The Punisher a lot lately on the channel. But like how Frank Castle kind of falls ass backwards into shenanigans, and now you got the Punisher on you, and it's trouble, right? And like this season just feels like, why are you doing this, Reacher? Like what's your motivation? You're getting shot at, you're getting, waterboarded by the CIA. It's all types of crazy stuff going on in this season. And I failed to feel his motivation, and it's kind of taking away from it a little bit.
So I guess my question is, should Reacher season 5 exist or no?
Yes, 1,000 years Reacher. I don't care. They can't all be greats, man. Like I have my
Okay.
favorite seasons. Like I love season 1 is goated.
They
I
can't all be great.
They
Cape
can't all be
Crusader,
great.
they're all great.
I mean,
All great.
we're in season 2 of Cape Crusader. You know what I'm
All right.
saying? So we're in season 4. And I think there's like 13 books or something crazy. Reacher's just a man. Reacher is just man TV for masculine men who are manly. You're not lying, Toots. Reacher, remember the Man Network? Remember the Man Station?
Yeah, the Man, Man Show.
Adam Carolla and all that stuff.
Yeah, Man
Reacher
Show.
is really like bro man for bros, but Reacher always has like a beautiful female love interest. He always has his people with him. Reacher is super strong and super fast and super smart and can't be defeated, but he can be defeated. I'm just really on like a spy kick right now, more than comics, like I love this espionage stuff. I've been watching Lioness on with Zoe Saldana. That is so good. Just like, like drone swarms and espionage and who's who, and it's so good. You know what I mean? I'm manly, but I don't like Reacher. You know what I'm saying? You didn't like Bone Nerdist at first, and then now you understand that Michael Weston is truly a spy. So you may come around to it if you choose to. If you like it, I love it. Girls jumping on trampolines. Yeah, for real. The Man Show, you just break out the girl.
For the win.
For the win, bro. Girls jumping on trampolines. You just unlocked the core memory. The season's not over yet. The plot thickens. I'm kind of where you are with that Star Wars book. 3.5 out of 5. We'll see how it ends. We see how it lands. But enjoying Reacher, enjoying Lioness. All right, enough of the BS.
Are you going to, before you go there, are you going to start? I know there are a bunch of Reacher books, and let me know where you start. I may start reading it. That may be an entry way to Reacher for me, because me and my audiobooks. At any rate, is there a Reacher 1, or are they all just individual stories that you can pick up, or do they have a thorough line where you really get to enter this world?
Truly, I don't know. Right? Like I have to research it a bit more. From my understanding, each book is its own contained Reacher adventure, kind of like how Tom Clancy writes Jack Ryan, where it's like these are all connected in the Jack Ryan world. Interwoven characters, interwoven, thought processes. But this is the story. You can read this whole book, and you don't have to read book 1 or book 4 to understand what's
going on. The Libyans. Yeah, I got
the Libyans. So I'm going to begin at the beginning. I'm going to say whatever Reacher book 1 is, that's where I'll start, and we'll go from there. So, number 3, I want to talk about Lanterns. Lanterns premiered Saturday night on HBO. Lanterns, something I thought would never exist, which is a Green Lantern TV series, right? Like Green Lantern TV series. I'm so hyped. I want to get mad. Okay, a little background on Mikey Short Pants. Real quick before I get, so you can understand where I'm coming from watching this episode. Growing up, I was a Marvel kid. As I'm sure I've told the story before. Pops was really into Marvel. His favorite character is Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? But Batman is Batman. Batman in the animated series, Batman 1989. So my entire understanding of DC Comics was Batman. Right, because that's all you got. You got Adam West, you got Michael Keaton, Arnold Schwarzenegger with the blue LED in his mouth. That's all we knew, right? It wasn't until college where I started reading DC Comics, like for real, like reading DC Comics. And the first DC comic I picked up was Green Lantern Rebirth, written by Jeff Johns, drawn by Ethan Van Sciver. And it's honestly one of the best books I've ever read, ever. and like I didn't know what Green Lantern was. I always knew some character. It really expands your brain on just like this is the DC universe and this is how the lanterns fit into it. That goes into Blackest Night with the Black Lanterns, into Brightest Day, the Sinestro Corps Wars, the whole thing. So I really, really like Green Lantern. All that to be said, I really like the character. I love Hal. I love John. I love John Stewart. I love Kyle Rayner. Even freaking Guy Gardner gets some love from me. You know what I'm saying? And I hate Guy Gardner. He's such a prick, but he's supposed to hate him. All that. Fast forward to Lanterns HBO. This show does so much with so little that it's kind of shocking how engaged I am with not giving me anything. But the rub is that it visually gives you so much Green Lantern lore without saying anything. It's such a weird juxtaposition to what he's wearing, to the time frames, to the possible threats, to little things here and there, to their relationship. You know what I mean? It not only builds upon the Green Lanterns as they exist in Gunverse, but it builds on the Gunverse. Like what's been going on since the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000 to today. So
we did all that in one episode.
Okay. Okay. So
we did all that in one episode.
Yes, one hour episode. I couldn't mentally stop thinking about it. People are online. I haven't seen this in a while. People are like speculating and think tanking what the season is. No spoilers, but the first episode ends on a cliffhanger. Oh no, what's going on? In my brain,
cliffhanger. We don't get many of those anymore.
Lost levels of what's going on. Lost levels of like secrets and mystery boxes, and this may be that, or that may be this. So stop me. Any questions before I continue to gush? I know we still have a whole episode to go. I don't want to go too crazy.
No. I saw the early buzz online. I have not watched it because I wanted to give it its due and not rush through it without really understanding what it was I was looking at. Oh, Damian Lindelof. There we go. You need to know? I was wondering who wrote it. Yeah, now that is really all I need to know, coming from the Alias and Lost Family tree of J.J. Abrams. So that does explain a lot. So as I said, it has a lot to live up to with that Sunday time slot that it's in.
Yes.
So I was mostly... In fact, my interest had been mostly tame until you texted me, yes. But then, I was like, you're in the Sunday 8 p.m. time slot? I'm like, you can't be crap.
You can't fail in that.
Not on HBO.
Time slot. No.
They're not going to do that.
That's Game of Thrones time spot.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Yes. You have to bring the heat if that's what you're doing. So I am going to get into it this weekend. I am very excited. My question is it a long hour?
No.
It looks like it's a long hour.
So this is the thing, and just minor spoilers, is that we're dancing between 3 different time frames. We're dancing between 3 different time frames in the series. When John Stewart first starts to train to be the Green Lantern in the 90s, present time, and when Hal Jordan was at his peak as the Green Lantern of Sector 8714. I get that number wrong every time. And it seems like it's a long hour because it's a good old country. It's in the middle of nowhere, and we're in the country, and yeehaw, But that's just kind of a mask for what's going on.
I caught a clip or two today or the other day accidentally, and I was trying my best not to pay attention, but I was in a spot where I had no choice but to pay attention. And the dialogue seemed a tad bit slow, almost like if I were to relate it to anything, that slow burn that it is.
Yeah.
The season. The
Welcome to Derry.
Yes, welcome to
Very.
Derry.
That's a very good, apt comparison. It gives Welcome to Derry
All right,
vibes.
all
But
right.
Welcome to Derry ended really strong, but started. I wouldn't say slow. It started deliberately. You know what I'm saying? It started very deliberately. This show is very deliberate in what it wants to say, and it takes its time to build these characters up.
And again, because of the time slot, I suppose I'm just going to give it its time because you didn't give it the time slot to have a bad show. And that is the power of a time slot, I suppose. There aren't many of them left. You know what I mean?
The ones
Noon
that
on
matter.
Sunday, 8 p.m. Sunday, HBO. Like it's hard to find a good time slot that really matters. So I'll definitely be checking it out.
No spoilers. I'm going to keep it there. I just love it. It's a Green Lanterns. It's a Green Lantern fans. Kind of what I've always wanted was, and what I've always wanted from Gunn. I've talked about it. I've been so sick and tired of the gunning of this universe. You know what I mean? I'm tired of, you know, listening to Blondie while people fight in a circle, and there's quips and
Literally
one
saying
liners.
the fingerprint on the work.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
yeah, I
literally
get it.
him like smearing the mirror, the camera with his thumb. And this has such a different vibe to what he wants to do, and a different vibe to anything else that's come out of the DCU. That I'm like, give me more of this. Okay, I see what you're doing. Now it's bigger. Make it bigger. Let's keep expanding. Let's keep expanding. So we'll see where it goes. My brain is already in at Oa. My brain is already to the moon. But even if they kept it relatively mundane, just learning more about how Jordan, where he is in this storyline, is exciting to me, because if he's where I think he is, things are about to jump off like crazy.
Well, I tell you what, 8 episodes and it went between 80 and 120 million, which is fairly tight budget for a superhero anything. I mean, I
I don't.
wouldn't be surprised if you said Marvel's What If animated was like, oh yeah, I think it goes 40 million to make, man.
Yeah, man. 40 million. AI, bro. AI, bro. Quick. So with that kind of budget, I'm not expecting every episode to be like CG'd out. Maybe one or two big episodes
Yeah.
of like really just blow your balls off. But I'm sat down, bro. I want more Hal Jordan. I want more John Stewart. Throwing some other lanterns in there. Throwing Sinestro. I know Sinestro's in this season. Anybody who reads Lantern knows Sinestro is Timothy. That dude is him, Duncan, dog. So he's one of my favorite villains of all time. So we'll see. We'll see, man. I'm very excited about it. Very, very excited. High recommend from Mike G. Whew. Ready to talk some news?
Yeah, man, let's do it. And great snap card too.
Who, Sinestro?
Sinestro. Yeah.
That's not a snap card. It's Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel Snap. Oh, damn it. I was thinking of that dude. Pardon me. Sorry, my bad.
Who were you thinking about?
I was thinking of the leader. Yeah, I was thinking of the leader.
You know what?
That's what I was thinking of.
You know what, Wash? I apologize. They're the same fucking character. One's way smarter than the other,
Yeah.
but they both got big ass heads. They both got little mustaches, dog. One's green, one's red. Just you're not wrong.
Slips happen. That's all.
Okay, dog. Speaking of things slipping, GTA's been slipping kind of crazy lately, bro. Do you know what's going on with this? Have you been keeping up?
I do. I have social media, so I've actually seen
I don't.
some of the video that's going around and some of the leaks that are going around. So yeah.
So Toots put this on my radar because I don't have social media, and I literally just I'm reading my morning paper on Thursdays and Fridays to gather content for this week. It's like, you got to talk about the GTA thing. It's so interesting. And I was reading more into it, and pretty much over the last 6 days, this leaker guy has been piecemealing out leaked content of GTA 6 from how guns work, What's the voting system? And he keeps pushing his crap Dogecoin or whatever, and he's literally leaving them clues like the damn Zodiac. You know what I'm saying? Um, I guess my question to you, Wash, I'm very cynical when it comes to this kind of stuff. This could, one a smart man once said it's all a rollout. It's all everything's a rollout. Do you feel that this guy got access to the biggest game of the decade and has such access to it that he's piecemealing content that they don't want out? Or could it just be that this is part of the rollout?
If you didn't tell me there was a Netflix
Not to
like
mention the
special
Netflix
coming up
special.
within a week, which I hadn't really considered any of that, the marketing end of it all. I was just thinking, yes, some dude got it. You know what? Now that you say it like that, and I think about a Netflix special next week, no, this could surely be the reason. Dude, you left social media for a reason. Why? It's because of crap news, right? And crap
Mhm.
people doing crap things.
Yeah.
And this could be one of those crap marketing things where they're like, yeah, we leaked it. We're doing an investigation. And as of just this afternoon, there was news that Rockstar has subpoenaed Microsoft and Discord to try and find out who this leaker is. And it's like, well, you got the username, right?
I mean, how hard? I mean, it
I,
could be infinitely hard, right? I
you
guess. I
got
mean,
all that money in the username. I'm sure y'all know the feds. So it's like,
okay.
and to your point, you don't need this type of rollout. No. Does GTA need this type of rollout? No, they do
No,
not. Does Netflix promoting GTA need this type of? Yes.
I'd say
Yes, it
yes.
does. Yes,
Let's
it does.
you know what the easiest way to answer this is just thinking about the money attached to this damn thing. We're talking billions of dollars on one video game. This thing is going to feed generations, right? We can't get all 26 flavors of Dr. Pepper, but this fool figured out how to crack this game to the point where he can just buffet pull whatever content he wants to show the world and pretty much ransom ransom, take two, ransom Rockstar like the
I
Riddler
mean,
or some crap. Like it seems so far fetched that it to me it just feels like there's something else going on here.
if the timing, like again, had you not
But
connected any dots, I wouldn't say it. But now that you connected dots for me, it sounds kind of ridiculous when you think about it all. And Mike, I don't know if you've seen the clips, but the clips that they're dropping, it's not like they're dropping 8-minute clips of gameplay footage. It's a minute and a half, 2-minute
yeah,
long
true.
clip of dude getting in a car, driving around or boat. And it's like, it's fairly what I'm going to consider to be mundane coverage of this game. And I do want to say that if this is the actual game that we are seeing, not that I'm disappointed, but
I mean, it's not polished. Okay, Toot says
it looks
multiple people. It's multiple people, regardless of the motive. This game has been waiting for so long. We've memed it at this point. At the brink of release, it gets leaked. Um, I haven't seen the footage because one, I just didn't want to see it. But if you're telling me it's not looking that hot, the footage itself,
it looks fine. It looks better than GTA 5, but not as grand as what I would imagine all of us were expecting off that trailer that they gave us. Like it looks more like a GTA HD
does it look like
version.
5.5 or does it look like 6?
It looks like 5.5. You know what I
Okay,
mean? And so
that leads more credence that this is real because if you just got raw gameplay footage, they doctored this stuff up for the trailers, dude. This game is
no,
not finished yet. I don't even think it's at gold yet. So if they're just pulling raw from the, I promise you, it's not done. I
bro, this
promise you, it's
game
not
better be
done.
getting finished. Like it's out now weeks. We can literally
No,
say it's out in weeks.
this stuff be like at the 0 hour, bro. Sometimes, and I think about things like, you know, the guys who hacked, GameStop, doing it for the lulls. That was very real, from my understanding, and people made and lost millions and millions and millions of dollars. And you think a company like that would have the cybersecurity to be able to combat these ingenuitive leakers and hackers? So I'm kind of turning on it a little bit. My skepticism that this is true so close to the rollout of this game, but I'm really on the fence one way or another. If it is real, uh, this guy's gonna go down in infamy. You know what I'm saying? If it's fake, then this is pretty, like Bradley said, this is not the rollout you want. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely not the rollout that you want for even it on purpose or accident or malicious minding. Like this is not the rollout that you're looking for. But I had recently revisited a story back from like 2013 when one of the Apple phone prototypes, you might remember this. Some dude went to a bar in San Francisco. He had took the Apple prototype out of the office. Dude, they sent the feds to dude's house, bro.
Yeah.
Like next day, the feds, right? It's like billions of dollars at stake. Oh, we're trying to track them down.
One of my favorite
I don't
of
know.
these ever is some jerk stole like God of War 2018 from Santa Monica Studios or something, and the dipshit's running it on his TV in his like barn or something. But he's recording it from his TV, and he's like, "Oh shit, you can see my face in the reflection." It turns it off. This motherfucker was apprehended the next day, dog. They got my pants up out of here. Like,
Yeah,
people are so stupid. So,
they are.
can with that being said, I'm along for the ride. This game is gonna sell $8 quintillion no matter what. People, they could give out free copies to 3 people today, and this game is still gonna make $8 quintillion, bro.
Period.
But if this, I don't know what this guy's motivations are, as Tootie mentioned. Sometimes these dudes just do it for the lulz.
Yeah.
They just do it for the love of the game. It appears that he's pitching some crappy crypto coin that he wants to try to blow up, and he wants his attention. So, I mean, either catch him, or this guy only has much more time to do this before this game is out, and who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? So,
Dude,
bro,
there's like a 20-minute like full blown done next week. So
yeah.
you
So
can't leak
have fun.
anything.
Yeah, have fun,
Yeah.
bro. I don't know what your grand finale is. He removes the mask, and it's just Jeff Keighley, and it's like, "Welcome to the video game awards." Who knows, right?
That would
Fake
be
crypto
fun.
coin, I imagine that would be hilarious. So we'll see. I'm very interested to kind of hear about this on the periphery of the world since I've abandoned social media. So you guys will tell me what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Speaking of feeling like you're abandoned, dog, let's talk about whale fall. Whale fall follows a scuba diver who's looking for his father's remains, is swallowed by a 80-foot, 60-ton sperm whale, and has to find his way out before his oxygen runs out. Wash, I'm going in code on this one. What are your thoughts on whale fall?
I watched this trailer before I saw it was in the rundown because I was like, what the hell is this? Is this a giant shark movie? Because I love my giant shark movies, except
Oh
for
yeah,
Meg, which is terrible.
I hate Meg. I hate
Meg's
one and
awful.
two. I hate one and
I
two. They're both
went
garbage.
to the theater and everything, man. I was so
Ooh, I'm
upset, so
sorry. Yeah,
disappointed. Yeah, that me too. That's when my Jason Statham and me were like, yeah, I don't care anymore. You're
I
done
don't
with
love
me.
you anymore.
So anyway, Whalefall. I watched this trailer and I'm glad that you have this little blurb up here because I didn't catch that he was looking for his father's remains, right? So I was like, is his father gonna go try and find them when the trailer ended? I'm like, is that what's gonna Kurt Russell's gonna go out and try and find them down there? Is that what we're doing? I don't know. Why did I love this trailer, dude? There was one key phrase. They're like, it's a book. And I went, wait, this is a book. And
Ooh.
then I went, is this a real book
Is it
or
a
a
real
fake
book or
book?
a fake book?
Because, it could be a fake book. And I know everybody out there, they're like, Brian, really? But no, there's some strange stories out there. So I'm like, I could see some. In fact, some dude did recently get swallowed by a whale. They have the
In
photo,
real
and
life,
like
right?
he was like in the boat, like in the whale's mouth. So it could happen, is all I'm saying. But absolutely terrifying, and it took me right back to Star Wars and Boba Fett and the freaking
The Sarlacc pit, dog.
and the Sarlacc pit, but only it's a whale, man. It's a
And
big
it
freaking
and it
whale.
takes you hundreds of miles underwater, dog. Like, what do you do in that situation? You're just gonna die, dog.
I didn't need the whole 1 hour of air, like I
On
didn't
top of
need the
that,
whole speed on top of it. I thought what they did was kind of a captivating story, to be honest with you. If you could work out the science of how someone could survive
the
for, let's just call
science.
it like 12 to 18 hours in a whale, man. You get lucky enough, you pop up on 300 miles away. It's like, oh God, I got out of
Either
that.
way, you're
Dude, it looks
screwed,
great.
man.
It looks
It
like
looks
so much fun.
crazy.
It looks like so much fun. What are your thoughts?
I hate the ocean. I've always hated the ocean. I'm a Pisces. I'm terrified of the ocean. First time I walked into the ocean as a kid, I fell into a riptide. They had to come
Yeah.
get me, dog. I've been stung by jellyfish. As a Pisces, I suck as a waterman. You know what I mean? Like, me and the ocean need to kind of figure this out. So I've always had an innate fear of it. You know what I mean? Jaws was like my introduction to horror as a baby. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike Prime. He would torture me with a toy shark to kind of keep me away when I would bug him a lot. Old Testament movie. Yeah. This literally happened in the Bible, and it took the power of God to save that man from inside the whale, you know? And just the concept of you scuba diving and the well and ocean is murky. We don't have daredevil eyes where we could just see. We're not, you know what I'm saying? We could just
We're
see.
not fish.
We're not fish. We're not built for any of this. We're not supposed to be here.
No.
So when things happen, it's fairly on our terms. I don't care how much technology or what. If something wants you down there, it's going to get you. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is. And just the idea that you can't even hear it coming, because when you're underwater, you can't hear anything. You can't see anything. You're just kind of like, oh, you pray it's clear. And you just see a giant 60-foot sperm whale coming at you. There's no getting around it. There's no swimming faster, bro. If it wants to, you're gonna, yeah, Jonah fall. Yeah, Jonah in the whale, bro. And just the scenes of this movie are so claustrophobic.
Yes.
It's like him in the gut of the whale, and it's like bioluminescence. And the most ridiculous shot of the trailer is the whale crests the water and opens its mouth, whale. And then you see him in the whale's mouth going, whale.
I missed
and it
I
closes
completely
back.
missed that. That's funny.
It's so stupid. That scene alone made me want to put it on the docket, dog. Because it's like, what is the outcome? What happens? Another whale pushes him out. Like, it's literally going to take Aquaman to show up for this end of this movie for it to make sense.
I don't think they're gonna blow up the whale, which was my initial thought. I'm like, well, we got to blow up this whale.
It's not the whale's fault. Dude.
Yeah,
the
no,
whale's
so
not
they're
the
not gonna
villain
do
in
that.
this situation.
But here's what I want to ask you: were you a Free Willy guy? And for all of you that are young, you may not know what I'm talking about, but Free Willy took over the freaking world for years.
I was not a Free Willy watcher. I was a Free Willy listener, because that Michael Jackson song in Free Willy was on in the house over and over. Across the river, Jordan, and he holds his hand up, and Free Willy passes over him to escape. Dog, take the classic blowhole route. I've already talked about the Reacher hole. I can't talk about any other holes for the rest of the episode.
Seinfeld, the old golf in the blowhole.
1 in a million shot, Jerry. 1,000,000 to 1, Jerry. 1,000,000 to 1. That song is still fire. Yeah, that was the extent of my free williness, was that song played over and over. But like I said, I've always had this fear of aquatic life, like there's just like giant squids and death waves, and the ocean is just a problem that I've never wanted to solve. And seeing this just kind of puts that fear of God into me, dude. Like,
There are a million ways to die. In the ocean is not one that I specifically
there's
want.
no
We
calm
can
way to
skip
die.
all of that,
Even
bro.
just drowning is terrifying. Is a terrifying concept into itself. Nevertheless, being torn apart by nightmare creatures that lie under the water, bro.
Dude, Free Willy was amazing. I watched Free Willy so many damn times, but that's my era. It's a little bit before you guys. So, that said, yeah, looking forward to Whalefall.
Yeah,
And
man.
I'm probably gonna look for the book this evening because
Bro.
the movie's gonna be fine, but I'm sure that the book is gonna be a tad bit more. And almost done with Robo Apocalypse, by the way. Show
Oh,
note.
nice. Okay. And just for the record, I could have went to go see Free Willy in the theaters. I was young enough. It's just there's only so many choices the family's gonna make on a Sunday night. I even think we were supposed to go see Free Willy as a kid, but then I got like a whooping or something, and I got in trouble, and my mom said no Free Willy for you. And I think that's kind of what happened or something. Because like you
Free
said, Free
over
Willy
the
was
board.
a thing when it was
Yeah.
coming out. It was a whole thing. What's the name of this well, real quick before we move on? What's the name of this well? Give him a name.
John.
John. He has a John face. Look at him. He's making whale noises. The whale's not the villain. Guys better not demonize this whale. The whale's just doing whale stuff. It's not his fault. Some stupid, man of the Isles of Caucasus is just floating around the ocean, dog.
That makes me think of that game, Dave the Diver. Is that the name that was going around last year? Everybody's playing the hell out of that game. Yeah,
It makes me think of like, did you ever beat Echo the Dolphin?
Yeah, hell yeah, I beat Echo
Where that
the
shit
Dolphin.
just gets weird. Like it just starts to get into like aliens and like HR Giger designs and stuff like that. What the really smoking making that game?
I rented that game from Blockbuster and beat it in a night.
Boss, this is why you're a master of the Nerdiverse, bro.
Yeah.
Let's get into some D23 stuff, shall we? Let's get into some D23 stuff. So we're gonna blitz this kinda because there's a lot on the bone, and sometimes there's a little on the bone. Let's talk about where on the bone this falls. So D23, we got a lot of. I think this is one of the better D23s there's been in a while, just because we got content. We didn't just get a title card. We didn't just get them strolling some people out. We got content. We got video, and we got more video of Avengers Doomsday, showing off our boy Victor Von Doom. Watching this trailer, kind of hearing Sue Storm talk a bit more about it, a couple of more clips. Are you feeling a bit more hype for this movie? Are you at a point where it's like, I don't need to see anything else? Or do you want more? Do you need more to sell you on this?
Fun fact, no, I don't want to see anything else. Fun fact, I really don't. We're good. Two, I did not know about this second trailer, this D23 trailer. I had only seen a trailer out of D23, but it didn't have this front part in it. And it picked up, I want to say like 20 seconds after this.
Oh, wow.
The trailer that I saw. So on the rundown today, I was like, what the hell is this? And then I saw this trailer and I was like, had you given this to me during your vignette stage, I would have been super hyped. And I am super hyped because now we have a story. We have some Doom. We understand what's going on, why people are doing things, and why Doom even freaking matters. And I'm going to say that, have we spent as much time as we should with Reed Richards for their confrontation to be as meaningful as it is on screen? No, probably not. That said, it still looked cool when I was looking at it on screen. So, yes, infinitely more excited for Avengers Doomsday. I still have questions about how we pull this all together, but this trailer put the train on the right track for me.
I love to hear that. Toot said agreed, almost perfect D23. Absolutely. Doom, my favorite Marvel villain of all time is Magneto. Just flat out. I agree with him. and I would probably do it. Magneto was right in my heart always. You know who's a close second? Victor Von Doom. Because he's one of the more interesting villains where it's like he's absolutely wrong. He's different than Magneto, right? He's for the most part, Victor is a very vain, selfish man who wants what he wants. And sometimes what that want is beneficial to the people around him. Living in Latveria is really nice if you're a Latverian. He keeps it clean. You know what I'm saying? There's Doomsday. They have like there's like kettle corn machines on the corner, man. Everyone's having a good time, but everyone else sees him as the absolute menace. You know what I mean? Part of his charm and personality. And to see that a little bit more
I
in this
think it's the
trailer,
mask.
the mask is kind of intimidating. Once you get past the mask, he's really a sweet guy.
Right.
One of my favorite comic moments is where he invited Storm to Castle Doom to have dinner, and the X-Men are like, "F that, dude. We're gonna go and rush his castle." Storm's like, "I got it. Don't worry, I got it." You know, the man asked me out. You know, Black Panther's all mad because his ex is going to Castle Von Doom. Reed can't handle it, and when Storm gets there, it's just a full dinner. Doom is in a suit, wearing green with the mask on. They have a very pleasant conversation about politics and the nature of the world. And Doom is just that guy. He's like, there is no sulking in the land of Doom. And he's always serious as shit. And someone's like, you're not that bad when you're not trying to blow up the earth or claim godhood or whatever you're doing on this Thursday. So what I loved about this trailer, and at this point, I don't need to see anything else. So I'm right there with you. I'm on social media, so I get to avoid all this stuff if I really want to. I'm going to keep bringing it home, do it. I love seeing a little bit more of Doom's personality kind of ring through versus him just being this, oh, I'm the biggest and the strongest and no one can defeat me. Like seeing his motivations. What's the beef between Reed and Doom? Is it canon for the movie? Tootie Odin. Can I gush a little bit about the history of Doom and Reed Richards? So this is some Fantastic Four lore. Wash, buckle in. You probably already know. So Victor Von Doom
and Reed. It's not a short question. Go on.
No, that's a very loaded question, which is the most canon. Honestly, the building blocks of Marvel Comics relies on this relationship. So in college, Victor Von Doom and Reed Richards were roommates, going to the same magnet school or whatever. And Doom showed up, big stuff. I'm the smartest man on earth. No one can't tell me nothing. I'm Victor Von Doom. I'm the heir of Latveria. You know what I'm saying? I'm handsome. You can't defeat me. And then he meets Reed Richards, who is this unassuming, nerdy dude who is just smarter than him enough to where it drives Doom absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? Sue Richards, it's there. You know what I mean? So they're both fighting over Sue. And where it comes from is that during their time in college, Victor Von Doom's mom passes away for whatever reason. We find out that Mephisto stole her spirit and Mephisto holds her soul in hell. That's a whole other thing. Like Wash said, this is a loaded conversation. So what does Victor Von Doom do? He's building a machine to break the walls between earth and heaven to go get his mom back. I can relate to that. Grief, right? And he's smart enough to do it. So he's building this machine, and Reed kind of looks over his shoulder like, you may want to carry the two on that. You know what I'm saying? And how dare you question me, Richards? I'm just, I know exactly what I'm doing. Of course, he powers up the machine. Things blow up. And that's where Doom's face gets messed up. This is why he wears the mask. And he blames Richards for that distraction that caused his machine to break. So he can't save his mom, and he can't. And to him, he's irreparably damaged. His perfection is tainted. And he holds a grudge against Reed Richards ever since. Fantastic Four become the Fantastic Four, makes him even more jealous. It just compiles into Doomsday.
They have a very much a Superman and Lex type of relationship. When you look at at just the jealousy involved with one over another, and each villain's just maniacal.
Oh,
Hey,
Collecting Weekly, dude. Collecting Weekly is one of my favorite channels. They talk about 1/6 scale collectibles, bro. That shout outs to Collecting Weekly. Congrats on 100 subs. Oh my god, that just made my night, dude. Shut up. I love you guys. I watch you every Wednesday. Dean, the Dream, Zach, the Oxfather, bro. I'm just derailed. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm podcasting. Shout outs Collecting Weekly. Almost. Oh my god. That made my effing 2026. Okay. Talking Doom. Oh my. Yeah. Uh. What were we saying, bro? Collecting Weekly's in the chat, dog. What's going on? Okay. Sorry. I'm done. Okay. I'm good. This is so crazy. But yes. I would say that Doom and Reed's relationship is hey yo so oh my god, sorry, I actually no. This is the stuff that you will love if they do it right in this movie.
If they do it right, but that's really the problem. That's really because that relationship is so ingrained and so long standing that it's like, man, we just didn't quite get enough for it to be as impactful as some of the other classic moments on Marvel screen, aka Civil War, Spider-Man, that type of thing.
The closest thing we have on screen to what their relationship should be, our main show. You watch After Dark, our main show. I watch both. I love your After Dark. I want, truth be told, I would love to be on the show. I want to hang out with you guys. You guys are great. And just talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? Especially 1/6 scales. You guys see my fledgling collection in the background. But yeah, I love this stuff, man. I love 1/6 scales. I love talking comics. I love talking this stuff. But yeah, I definitely watch both After Dark and I watch you guys' main weekly channel. But that being said, when it comes to what the closest thing we have to what this should be, it's honestly like the relationship between I can't think of a Marvel equivalent of like how has there been one villain hero relationship in the MCU since I Am Iron Man that's been cultivated all up until this point that hasn't been kneecapped or kind of stopped at any point? Because maybe Loki, maybe Thor and Loki's the closest thing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
To like where that relationship should be, in regards to like the pettiness. Because Doom is a lot of things. Doom, if you want, you can come on After Dark. We're gonna talk. We're gonna chat. Yes, please. I would love to be on After Dark, dude. Let's effing do it. LFG, let's effing go. But oh my god, I'm spinning right now. Wash, you have no idea. But we need time, and I don't know. Was writing solo Wednesday. Dean left me hanging. It happens, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes lives, and sometimes you're just on the channel. Sometimes you're just the show must go on. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just got to be up there and hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Although my heart is breaking, my makeup may be flaking, but my smile always stays on. That's one of my favorite quotes from Queen. Sometimes you just gotta let it rock, dude. So yeah, I'm definitely down to hang out. We'll talk. We'll definitely connect. But I think they're gonna let Robert Downey Jr. really just show his whole ass in this movie, because we also have Secret Wars. I mean, it has to be this one, because this has to have the impact that Infinity War had, right? This has to be. Oh, you guys have been waiting for Thanos? This is Thanos. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I'll let y'all get back to the stream. Have a good night. We'll definitely talk, Zach. Definitely thank you for stopping by, sir. And thank you for that invite. You literally made my year. I've been trying to get my foot into the community and just be a bit more vocal. And having this opportunity is amazing. So we'll talk soon, absolutely. But I think I think Doomsday and Secret Wars has to be the Infinity War Endgame 1-2 punch, and I think it's designed that way. But we'll really see. We'll really see. I'm very excited either way because it's Doom. I mean, it's like Darth Vader. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's that big of a deal. But if I mean, in retrospect, episodes, you know, did we know who Darth Vader was in A New Hope? Did we
I
need
mean,
to
not if
know?
you're watching it in 1977.
That's what I'm saying. Like, part of me wants to be
You
part of the
know,
bandwagon where it's like, who is this Doom guy? Sometimes you don't need to know who the villain is. You just need good writing. Let the writing be good, and they'll show you who the villain is. And I'm kind of starting to get more on that bandwagon the closer we get to. We don't need an original story for every hero and villain. I agree with that, Toots. I think that's why they canceled the Wonder Man show season 2. I think that a lot of things have been getting quiet canceled on the Marvel side of things and on the DC side of things. Um, origin story. Um, there's ways to do origin stories that aren't so in your face. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll go back to Lanterns. I like how we're getting a Hal Jordan origin story without being a Hal Jordan origin story. Good writing will allow you to learn more about your character without the, it was not, about the shoehorn of let's stop everything and talk about this one character. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
very good. What do you think about the cameos? There's so much to talk about this trailer. Did the cameos do anything for you?
No,
To be honest, man, I'm not feeling the
no.
cameos because that's what they
You got
are.
75 people in the freaking movie. I mean, no,
I,
I hated
I,
the idea from the start, to be honest with you. But this is where we're at, so
I,
it will be what it'll be. Ant-Man's there. That's
Ant
important,
Man,
I
Ant
guess.
Man's there. Uh, Doom doesn't need one. Doom is bad enough with good rating. Um, yeah, Doom doesn't need an origin. Um, but we're gonna get it. We need to know his motivations. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I think if they play it smart, it will be played out between these two movies. And Doom's motivations and Doom's origin is not really that complicated. He's a vain bastard at the end of the day, and he's a guy who wanted to be God one day and decided it was beneath him. To quote Doom, So we'll see. We'll see. We got things to talk about. Oh my goodness, hot tamale. I'm sweating, Doug. Papa Molly, I'm sweating. Now it's Wash's time to talk, and it's time for us to talk. Ahsoka season 2, which me and Wash were going back and forth on. He didn't think it was going to drop this year because it's been so long since we've had anything Ahsoka. And I was like, nah, man, they're showing off suits and coats and steels. They got to show us something, right? And lo and behold, we get okay. And this is my perfect segue to Wash. Starting with this question: how many times did you watch this trailer?
I've watched this trailer at least 9 times.
Expound.
Uh,
Expound.
I just think I don't know if it's the best made trailer, but it's all the Ahsoka I have after 3 years. So yeah, I'm gonna take whatever the hell it is they give me, and what they give me is freaking amazing. And there are bits and pieces of it that I like because it speaks to Star Wars lore, that being your cap phrase for this show. Are you a Jedi or not? When you watch that trailer and you watch that 9 times and you're looking at Anakin ask Ahsoka, let's forget about the fact that Anakin's talking to
There
Ahsoka.
in the
Let's just
first
forget
place.
about all that. Right. But the fact that the conversation's happening and it's like, this is the question. And if you are a Clone Wars fan, and you watch Clone Wars multiple times, which is a rough go because it's 170 something episodes. That said, like, you learn that all 7 seasons is Ahsoka's story. It's Ahsoka's story of becoming a Jedi. Yes, everything's going on with Anakin, the war, this, that, and the other. But at the end of all things, this is about Ahsoka. And what they're giving us here is saying, yeah, Clone Wars, Ahsoka, you walked away. What are you doing? Are you a Jedi or not? And I think it is the question that I didn't care about. I wasn't
Mm.
asking myself this question. I had moved on with my life. It doesn't matter. I read the books, watch the shows, it's all good. But they made it important and valid again because Anakin's looking at Ahsoka and asking, it's not Yoda. It's not Obi-Wan. It's not
It's
some weird
Anakin.
Jedi. It's Anakin. What are you doing? You in or out? And I just like the tension. Second thing I'll say, look, Thrawn does not announce himself without a plan.
Nope.
Thra-
That's just part of his personality.
if Thrawn says, servants of the Empire, I am coming to declare war on the Republic had better damn well be prepared for war, or Thrawn will wipe their nonsense. So, whatever they got planned, I have no idea because this is off the beaten path because it's out of Dave Filoni's head. I have no idea. That said, Thrawn's gonna wreck shop.
Yeah,
Thrawn's
pretty
gonna
much.
wreck shop, bro. And
Yeah.
I think at the end of all the things, when we get to the end of this, people are gonna look at Thrawn and go, "Yeah, that dude's gnarly." And I hope we get some Chiss ascendancy. I hope we get some mention of the Chiss people and just opening up that galaxy through the storytelling of, well, I'm back. Yes, so yes, I know the story, but I'm hoping that there's some credence paid to it that gives it the on-screen version of it. So yeah, questions, comments, thoughts.
Yeah, thoughts. The threat of Thrawn is twofold. Because Ahsoka in the galactic Ahsoka is hot. I literally have Ahsoka back there. She's grown to be one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, as Wash so eloquently depicted over the years. Like she's really grown into her own and earned her place in my heart. It's like my second favorite Jedi over Anakin, because I like Anakin more as something more versus just clean cut Jedi. Like it's Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and then probably Anakin at third, or maybe even Qui-Gon. But I digress. Um, uh, Thrawn's threat is twofold because Ahsoka has to almost use every bit of the buffalo if she plans to win whatever Thrawn has planned. Because Thrawn is not going to Jedi magic you to death. He's not going to beat you in some grand fight. He's going to outsmart you. He's going to out strategize you, not just you, but everything you stand for. So some of that Jedi diplomacy, some of that Jedi tacticianing, some of that Jedi, thought process is going to be put to the test to quote unquote outsmart the smartest man in the galaxy, right? On the other half of that, he's in league with the Night Sisters of Dathomir, which is the completely different side of the coin. That is magic. That's the mystery. That's the physical threat that she can hit. But from my understanding, after playing all of the Jedi Survivor games and Jedi Outcasts and
Mm-hmm.
watching Ahsoka season one, the Night Sisters of Dathomir and that kind of threat is no joke. Those guys are serious. The better partitioners of it. I mean, General Grievous came and wrecked shop, but that was General Grievous. You
With
know
a
what I'm
freaking
saying?
drone army,
With a droid army,
right?
which is
And
you
he
know,
almost got beat.
and he almost lost. So
So
the Night
yeah,
Sisters of
no.
Dathomir are no joke. What they're doing with the living force is something else. So when Anakin, and this is coming from Anakin, right? The man who, for him asking the question, is extremely interesting. Are you a Jedi or not? Because giving his background, he's putting the coals to his only Padawan. Your training, your final training begins now. All of this is leading up to her christening, to finally being knighted a Jedi. What does that mean? Like in the scope of time, like I always felt, and we've talked about this, is that the last thing holding back Ahsoka the White is her hangups with the Jedi period. And I think it's going to take complete enlightenment or complete darkness to defeat whatever's coming. The Force doesn't like lukewarm.
And I guess what like how did we get here? Why is Anakin asking what in the world
Something is
could
about
have
to happen.
happened? Right?
Something's about to
That
happen.
is so gnarly that Anakin is looking at Ahsoka going, "Are you on this team or not? Not as much."
We need you on board, man. Because we're not. You guys aren't. I'm good. I'm in the world between worlds. Whatever it happens, happens. But for the sake of the future, for the sake of the galaxy, you really need to get it together and make a choice.
For me, that's what blew my mind is I wasn't expecting any of it. And so it leads to, oh shit, what are we about to do with the story? And I'm stoked. And I'll watch the trailer probably 9 more times before next week because it's all like freaking God. I watched the first trailer, the infamous I've heard whispers.
I've heard
The
whispers.
threat. When they have Thrawn's badass music and he's walking in, and you're like, "Yeah, let's go."
Thrawn looks better in this season. Thrawn looks better in this season. Looks, the guy's lost some weight. He looks closer to the book he looks closer to the Clone Wars adaptation. To be honest,
he definitely sounds like Thrawn. If you listen,
it's the same actor too.
And, it's the same actor. Yeah, it's
so
read Thrawn. Go out there, folks. He has 6 books. 3 with the Chiss Ascendancy, 3 with the Empire, with Vader, Anakin, Emperor. Fantastic. And then don't even get me started with Legends Heir to the Empire, which is the granddaddy of
which is the greatest Thrawn story of all time, from my understanding. You know what I'm saying? So color me excited. I love when Star Wars is a little bit more than pew pew lightsaber battle. I love when we're talking about like the logistics of the universe, and it gets a little grittier and gets a little bit more, I want to say, grounded in what are we doing. And Ahsoka brings that to the table and answers some questions, I hope. You know what I'm
saying? I mean, they're going to get wiped. The Republic is going. The Republic is going to get wiped by Thrawn. I don't know what he's going to do, but there's no.
I think Anakin knows that. You ask why? Like Anakin's like, you need to get it together. This is a big problem. The way you are now, it's not going to solve this problem. Like, I'm showing up to talk to you. You know,
are y'all chess people? Y'all familiar with Magnus Carson? Magnus Carson. He's a big chess guy out there now.
Dude, same dude's gnarly. Speaking of gnarly things, let's talk about really quickly the trailer for Vision Quest. The end of the, from my understanding, the end of the WandaVision kind of quadrilogy of Wanda's Agatha all along, WandaVision, and now Vision Quest. Apparently, it takes place all in Vision's psyche, where he has built this kind of like therapy session inside of his head to kind of put together the pieces that he lost when Vision was originally destroyed by Thanos. We have David Spader returning as Ultron, which has a lot of people hyped, because I'm on the bandwagon of where the hell Ultron's been, because he's one of those Marvel villains that just never kind of goes away in the comics. Wash, after watching this trailer, what were your thoughts on Vision Quest? And are you interested to kind of see where this goes?
The trailer was a lot like WandaVision, so I guess that's what I'm expecting when I go into it. I guess I'm going to give it its moments because there's going to be a ton of good acting because James Spader in this thing. So yeah, James Spader is one of those actors who's like, yeah, he doesn't do bad stuff. You know what? Mm-hmm. Like James Spader's going to act. Paul Bentley, can't pronounce his last name. He knows how to act. So it looks like it's going to be a fairly self-contained, in his head, low budget type of endeavor that is looking to tell a story. And you can correct me on this. They pitched this as the conclusion to the Wanda trilogy, but this was rumored. Like no one
Yeah,
actually thought this was
this was going
going
to
to get
happen.
made.
Yeah, you're right.
This
You're right.
came off the success of, which I want to shout out because I think about it all the time and just how good it was. Agatha all along and freaking
Underrated, underrated series.
so
Yeah.
good compared to what you thought you were going to get. And so for me, it makes this an interesting project, mainly because it wasn't going to get made. And they're like, no, we're going to make this and finish this out. So it's a complete vision that we're going to be seeing. It's not like they're, oh, let's add it on. This is, yeah, let's take it off. Oh, all right. Now let's add it on. We'll see what
Let's add it
happens.
on.
So, yeah. Especially considering out of everything, Wanda, in with the exception of the last 3 or 4 episodes, is like my least favorite of that universe. So
Got it. From my understanding, this is it in regards to the Disney Plus era of these big
oh,
budget movie like shows. You know what I'm saying? This is the last one. You know, they've steered away from the series and they're leaning more, they steered away from animation for that matter. They're really kind of buckling down and trying to less is best, right? Until that's coming up. That's
they're
you know,
just clearing a board. That's all they're doing.
Board, washing the dishes, you scrubbing the floors,
Yeah.
getting that kitchen nice and clean for them to cook, right? Um, I like this because I think Vision is one of my more interested favorite characters in the MCU. My favorite MCU character overall is Nebula. I think Nebula is one of my favorite, just overall, just character arc, people. And Toot said, James Spader returning out of costume for the bulk of the series, cost efficiency, bulk of the series. They wrote branded, dude. I think that is definitely a budgetary constraint. You can't have Ultron walking around for 9 episodes, man. That's bad. They learned their lesson with She-Hulk, man. That's expensive. Having that kind of like CG budget, we ain't got it, bro. But it's James Spader, and you want that guy acting in his element.
Yes.
It's Paul Bettany. I don't think I know the rest of the cast, but them playing on the Vision kind of story arc where Vision creates an artificial family for himself. Hey, Marvel card you made, Marvel Snap card. Vision is in this series. His daughter, Viv Vision. The card where
No.
Viv Vision, where you put the card down, and if you're winning that lane,
it adds points. I don't have it. I don't
cards.
see it that often, but yeah, I know what card you're talking about. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So them exploring what this White's vision is going through and where he's going to end and where he's going to be by the time this series ends and where Ultron's going to be and where Jarvis is going to be and all the kind of the children of Tony Stark is kind of what we're going through is very interesting because I hope finally, damn it, we kind of understand where the Starks are throughout all of this. We haven't heard peep one outside of Happy Hogan to where the Starks are. Where's Pepper? Where's his daughter? What's been going on with any of their lives after Tony's passed away? I'm hoping the children, why you got to be white? Toots, look at his face. That is White Vision right there. That is the comic book White Vision. That is the original design of Vision. Don't get me started. That Vision is from the mountains of Caucasus. He's a proud American, Doug. What am I talking about? Anyway, Kate Kona, brother. I'm down to see more Ultron. That's kind of what my driving force is. I'm down to see David Spader chew up the scenery, and I want to see their dynamic.
And I was going to finish my comments by saying I think you hit the nail on the head with I don't know who the rest of the cast is. Frankly, I don't need to know. You got Ultron and Vision, James Spader, and Paul Bettany. I'm like, you know what? I'm okay. I think we're not going to get crap.
No,
that's
not with James Spader. No, but James Spader, he won't allow it, bro. He's like one of them. He's like Sir Anthony Hopkins, dog. He's not gonna. He was in. You ever watch Wolfman with
Yeah.
Benicio del Toro? That's a good movie, sheerly by Benicio and Anthony Hopkins just holding that script together with sheer grit and moxie, Doug. He's one of
We're
those. You know what
playing
I'm saying?
these roles, bro, but this is
Bro,
ridiculous. No, we're
no,
doing this.
no. It's not
Yeah.
ridiculous to me as a werewolf man. I'm taking this shit seriously. Please understand. So, color me interested. I'm not going to say I'm like knocking down my door for Vision Quest. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that one scene where he was like shaking the
Yeah.
bars and shit. That's
Yeah.
just crazy, bro. Lastly, for this evening, I can't not talk about this, and it's not a lot to talk about. So this is the perfect way to close out the evening, and the perfect way to close out D23 is I'm not even going to say I've been telling you, I've been warning you that those characters you've grown to love, all the Sam's, you know, Sam Captain Americas and Bucky Barnes and Captain Americas, they're all gone, baby. They're on the way out. And you know what the future of Marvel is going to be? The X-Men. The X-Men are coming, bro. And the 90s are on their way back. X-Men 97, for how faulty it is, it's getting seasons 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Spider-Man Brand New Day, which spoiler alert, introduced R. Jean Grey, just hit $2 billion.
Yeah.
With a B.
Yeah.
The power of the X-Men is here. And they've rolled out.
Have you hit 150 yet?
Supergirl,
no?
Are you awake? Supergirl, are you awake? Supergirl, poker with a stick. Gun, are you awake? I think he might be dead, man.
He walks into the office. You see Spider-Man's at 2 billion, right?
Shut up.
I saw
he just said shut up. He slams his door. Man, you pissed off Gun. He's gonna be in a bad mood for the rest of the day. Why'd you do that? It's funny, man. Fuck that guy. he didn't let the. I want to see this. I want to see the Snyder cut of Supergirl, but I digress.
Anyway.
We have our cast. I'm going to run through them really quick, and I want your thoughts. Indy Neverett as Rogue. She's the hot. I'm just going to say it. She's the flavor of the month. She was in Obsession, which is honestly the horror movie of the year. You know, I would say it's bigger. It was bigger than Backrooms. Adam Driver as the villain, Mr. Sinister. Kylo Ren as Mr. Sinister. Maya Boyd, relative newcomer as Storm. Christopher Abbott, funny enough, was the werewolf in Lee Cronin's The Werewolf. Is playing Professor Xavier. That's where I know him from. Of course, the talented Sadie Sink. We just saw her in Spider-Man No Way, Brand New Day as Jean Grey. And my new favorite actor of all time, Kit Connor as my boy Cyclops, the man himself. And also and left off this list is Samara Weaving as Emma Frost. So given this X-Men roster, how are you feeling about, do you think they're putting their best foot forward without, actively leaving out a Wolverine, or is this the way to go?
Only question I guess I'd ask, and I'm sure it's going to be answered probably within the next week or 10 days. And fine, I get it, right? Mr. Sinister, Adam Driver. Where's Magneto?
You got to have your pudding before you eat your meat.
Right. So
you got to have your pudding before you eat your meat.
You're putting everybody out there. It's cool. So I don't know who Magneto's be. I don't know what the rumors are. But when you're looking at the cast, when you're talking about, there's an X-Men movie coming up. Cool. We're making an X-Men movie without Magneto. All right. That's something. You said before, probably your favorite villain.
He's my favorite villain. He's my favorite, almost my favorite villain in all of fiction.
I'm not going to foo-foo Adam Driver. Adam Driver can act. He's had some hits. He's had some misses. But as I told you, I want to say after our cast last week, I'm just not sure that was the casting that was needed for this specific role. I don't know why Adam Driver. And Mr. Sinister, you know what I mean? Hell, they look a lot alike. I don't know. Maybe. Sure. But it just struck me as weird that, like, Oscar nominated Adam Driver is like, I'll play Mr. Sinister.
I'll play especially after in one episode. Yeah.
Coming off of Kylo Ren, we still have talks of the Ren. I just don't know. I don't know. So, besides that, The rest, I'll wait for a
Let's talk
trailer.
about that.
And I'm sure it's just going to be Cyclops going, ah!
It's going to be Cyclops going on. I'm all for it, Doug. I'm a firm believer that in your very first movie, you can't have the main villain. You just can't.
Okay.
Because you have to build up to it. Like, let's just name some movies. Batman Begins, Ra's al Ghul, Scarecrow. At the end of the movie, we have this new guy in town. It's a Joker card. I'll look into it, right? I think about Fantastic Four First Steps. They have to fight Galactus, which is very tall order, but at the end of that movie, we get our first glimpses of Doom. I think you hold and build anticipation for that villain. So when he does show up, it's serious business. Because I like Mr. Sinister as much as the next guy. He's not my first pick on, okay, we're bringing back the X-Men. This is the villain we want to kind of be our guinea pig to show off these characters. But it's Mr. Sinister. Like he's gonna get weird with Jean Grey and Cyclops. That's his whole thing. Genetic tampering feeds into the whole genetic mutants, the next stage of human evolution. It's a good villain to have kind of set the stage for what the pain points of a mutant is.
Yes.
Right? I won't take that away. It's clever.
Yes.
But to your point, is this the role I would have wanted Adam Driver in the new MCU, whatever that looks like once this launches? Because the MCU landscape is going to be a very different place than what it is right now after Secret Wars. X-Men has a lot of villains, though. Why can't they slow jam Magneto? They can slow jam Magneto. Yeah. I mean, there's so many X-Men villains you can do.
Mainly because it's hard to have Professor X without Magneto, and it's hard to have the X-Men without Magneto. And that's all I'm saying. In comic books, sure.
I feel that.
On film, a tad bit different. So, it goes back to Reed Richards' Doom. Yes, you can have Reed Richards. Yes, you can have Doom, but they're much better when they're conflicted against each other. Where X-Men is in a much better place when we are theoretically or philosophically talking about mutant kind versus mutant rule.
Here's the thing, and I agree with you, but I have a kind of a pushback on that. Let's say this movie is hot 2 hours, at the most 2 hours and 30 minutes, right? We have to establish what mutants are. We have to establish their place in the world. We have to establish their place in the MCU. We have to give them a decent villain to fight, and we have to showcase every hero on the screen and make sure that they all kind of play and get their time in the shine, right? That kind of covers that 230. You have to establish that this is Professor X's team. And I hate to use this allegory, but it just is what it is. He's the Martin Luther King, right? He's the I have a dream that mutants and humans can coexist. Stan Lee has said it. I don't make up the rules. All that's established. And then we learn there's a dark side to everything. There's not even an anti-sentiment, like a reverse sentiment, a bizarro sentiment to how mutants should be dealing with the human problem. And he's out there somewhere in his Magnus. And what's crazy is Magneto has his own team, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, that he's doing things his way. So I think in this first movie, you establish everyone, because we have to act like people don't know who these people are. There's generations out there who don't know who the X-Men is, kids, right? So, and us old fogies, people will swear up and down the Avengers are better than the X-Men. They're just young and don't know. They don't know the truth that they're wrong, but it's okay because they're going to learn real quick. And I think setting up like a Brotherhood of Evil Mutants kind of, Professor X and Magneto kind of trilogy makes sense, because your next trilogy can be Apocalypse. It could be the Dark Phoenix saga. Shit, it could be Boulevard Trask and the Sentinels. It could be, Days of Future Past. You know what I'm saying?
You are making a ton of assumptions that this is going to be a good X-Men movie.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It's already set in stone. This could be dog shit, and it's going to make $1 billion. Do I want it to be BS? No. I want this to be excellent. X-Men are like my favorite, bro. But
there are a ton of X-Men movies on HBO that you specifically told me don't watch. They're dog shit.
We have yet.
Here, my point is it's one of those films that they have a hard time making, right? So if
It's
you're
hard to
going,
get. Yeah, it's hard to
you're
get right.
taking a lot of right. You're taking a lot of assumptions, assuming we can build to the big bad. Because in fact,
Listen,
it's not like you're gonna scrap the X-Men, but X2 won't be the X2 that we're
counter
expecting if X-Men is
counterpoint.
Apocalypse.
Disney bought Marvel because of the X-Men. No, Disney bought Fox. Whatever you want to think, Predator, Simpsons, they bought Fox so they can play in the X-Men's backyard because they understood the importance. And can you imagine, like, you have this thing that you've built in your Marvel, and you see Fox doing whatever the hell they want with it, and it's successful only because it's X-Men. And they've never done it right. They never gave it the attention it needed. They never gave it like the focus it needed. They did what they wanted to do, and they made their money. Like Bradley said, other X-Men movies are bad, but mad money. It's finally back at home. The babies come home.
Okay.
We have one shot to get this right.
Okay.
It can't fail. Like it's brand new day levels of, it's doomsday levels of, we can't move forward if this is not good.
For me, it's too early for me to care about this movie necessarily. But
I can't help
I
but.
do not have the same faith in you that this is going to come together how they're envisioning
what?
it. You want to know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because we see Chris Evans in a freaking movie again, and he's retired on a park bench somewhere. Was supposed to go back in time.
Yeah, they won't let him lay down.
The people are fickle, right? The people are fickle. The people are fickle. And if it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit.
I didn't have that much faith in Brand New Day. We talked about it.
No.
I didn't have much faith that this was going to be successful.
No.
But I think Marvel is really in a desperation mode. And I think they know what to do to get this stuff right. And Bob Iger, all hands are on deck, bro. Like the Russos are floating around. Feige's on tilt. Bob Iger, they woke him up from his mum raw like sleep. We gotta right the ship, dog. And it's like I feel the same way about the Star Wars efforts. It's like Starfighter kind of has to be amazing, kinda, right? Like we gotta right the ship. We have to right the ship, and this is the last thing they have any kind of leeway to get wrong. Because Doomsday is the past. Let's not get it twisted. Doomsday in Secret Wars is the old hat. That's the past. This is money that's gonna prop up this. Because this is the future. This is the moving forward in the projected money of the company. Doomsday is fueling. Doomsday in Secret Wars is Silver Surfer. This is Galactus. Those two movies are to prop up what this needs to be. And I think they're being so coy and so strategic about it because they know if this fails, they may just have to throw out the baby with the bathwater. Because if you can't get X-Men right, which is, like you mentioned, extremely hard to do, let's just wrap it up. That's it. This can't fail. It just can't.
I also
fail.
don't see Wolverine.
That's okay. Like I said, we work up to it. Honestly, Wolverine doesn't need to be in this movie.
No, don't. Hey, man, he's got his own game. He's doing pre-X-Men stuff. Like, it's all good. And, like, it's fine. Don't yell at me because I'm just bringing in a couple of doubts in regards to,
you're right.
You know
what's crazy? We still don't have Venom in the MCU. Venom's just as big as we still don't have Venom in the MCU.
The people are fickle. That's all I'm saying.
People are fickle.
That's all I'm saying.
And anything could be mid at the drop of a dime. Anything could be mid at the drop of a dime. But
it needs to be your best effort.
It needs to be your absolute best effort.
I don't know if Mr. Sinister's telling me best effort, but
from my understanding, this is just like the tip of the iceberg for this cast. From my understanding.
I bet.
So
they're all 20. Yeah, it makes sense.
They're all 20 somethings. They're all young, fairly unknowns. Indy Navariat probably sold her soul to get this role. I don't know
Actually,
what that chick
hold on a
did.
quick and because you made me remember something because they have planned this out so long and X-Men's going to be so big. Have y'all forgot about contract negotiations? Because I know y'all are planning to have these actors. They're great, and I
For the
hope
rest
you
of their
all have them.
natural lives. Yeah, for the rest
But
of their
at the
natural
end of the
lives.
day, one of these dudes is going to be costing $50 million in probably 18 months and have an Oscar on their wall for something that they've done, which is going to be like, well, what happened to our Storm? Well, she cost a lot.
Nah,
Yeah, but that Storm,
bro. Come on. They balanced the
we've seen
Avengers for
it
20 years.
before,
They
man.
balanced the Avengers for 20 years, bro.
Different money.
What you talking about? Robert Downey
How much
Jr. is
do
getting like
eggs
500
cost?
million. Robert Downey Jr. is getting 500 million just to
Which
be
is
in
the
Doomsday.
problem with this film. That's the fucking problem. Is they're never gonna make the freak. How much money did we make? About $2?
They're gonna make money back.
Yeah.
Okay, they're gonna make money back on this. X2 may be a completely different story because we don't know the trajectory of these people's like careers. Like, okay, of the original 5 Avengers, how many of them are actually blockbuster actors? Let's say Robert Downey, Scarlet, questionably Jeremy Renner.
I don't put anybody else in. None of the rest of them are
right?
blockbusters, right?
No, I wouldn't say. So a lot of that money saved. A lot of that money. So I see maybe 1 or 2 people out of this group breaking containment.
One of them have the best horror movie of the year.
What else can I do?
Already, and X-Men hasn't even come out. One of them has the best horror movie of the year.
What else would you want me to do but hope? What else can I do?
I'm not saying anything. Bring
I've
some realism to the conversation.
No, and I've been
like,
I mean, what realism? It has to be successful. No,
we'll see.
I'm not saying it will be, but it has to be.
We'll see.
Right? When your mom says this house better be clean by the time I get home, right? How often was the house clean?
Well, for me, all the time.
It wasn't 100% for me. Sometimes it was
100.
Some nights I didn't make it, dog.
No,
some nights I didn't make it, dog. Some nights I had to get a beat down.
Yeah, we're not dealing with any of that.
I'm just saying, this has to be perfect. And I think all roads lead to this, at least for the next 20, 30 years. And then they'll flip it back on Avengers again, or whatever the new Marvel hotness is. Or maybe it just dies. Maybe it's just time. But this, I think they have a lot riding on this. It's all I'm saying. And if this cast is any indicator, all these young, bright 20-somethings, and Adam Driver, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, bro, but we'll definitely see. Whew. With that, we've reached the end of Masters of the Nerdiverse, episode 176. Are you a Jedi or not? That's how he sounds, Doug. That's how Anakin talks. So I have to ask Wash, at the end of all things, which of these 4 topics did you find most interesting talking about?
Willfall.
Willfall rules. 1,000 years Willfall. Not for real. For Willfall? Because I'm down for Willfall.
Willfall, bro. Yeah, bro.
Willfall, right? He gets swallowed by a whale, bro. He has to figure that shit out. He has to get out
of the ocean, like Willfall. Yeah. Everything else on here is super predictable. No one saw Willfall coming.
No one saw Willfall. You want to know a fun fact? The star of Willfall is our star in the new Resident Evil movie. Same guy.
Oh shit! How about that? That's
He's gonna have a good year.
He's gonna have a great year. Yeah, great year. Go check out that trailer if you haven't seen it, and you'll know what we're talking about.
Toot said, "Oh God, you gotta understand where we're coming. We're simple, man. We're the masters of the Nerdiverse." And
you see the trailer?
You see that trailer, bro? You see when the whale got out the water and went whale, and then decided he had a little the squids is getting sucked in, and then you see homeboy inside the little mouth go whale. It's the greatest thing ever, dog. I want that as a t-shirt, bro. Whoa, this has been one hell of an episode, dog. Oh, geez. Wash, any final thoughts before we close this bad boy? Yeah.
Watch the Ahsoka 2 trailer. You can skip Legacy for the time being, and there's a ton of stuff to watch. So watch Cape Crusader first.
Lantern second. Reacher third. Watch some Lioness too if you like some espionage. Chat's been crazy. So let's shout outs to Tootie Odin for coming through. Shout outs to Bradley for coming through. Shout outs for collecting weekly for making that just I kind of broke during that section. I didn't mean to geek out so hard, but I literally watch those guys all the time. They're amazing. So thank you so much for that shout out. Thank you for 100 subscribers. That was the tipping point. We're at 100. We did it. We're at 100 damn subscribers. So on to the next. We show you how to weed them out. I'll watch K Crusader, never Reacher. It's okay, Bradley. It's okay. But, different strokes for different folks. But if you ever want to see Reacher kick somebody's car so hard, it activates their airbag. You see some cool shit.
I bet you Bradley can do that.
Bradley can kick. According to Bradley can kick the front of someone's car and activate their anti-lock brakes. Bradley can fight Freddy Krueger. He can't be. If Professor X tried to enter Bradley's brain, it would not work. It's a mind of a steel trap. This is why he's my greatest childhood friend. That being said, everyone have a great weekend. Enjoy some comics. Go outside, touch some grass. Go get those McDonald's Godzilla Hello Kitty crossovers. I'm going to be hunting for that all weekend. So I got to get my Mothra and I got to get my Godzilla. Those are the two ones I want. That being said, this has been the Master of the Nerdiverse podcast. I'm, of course, Master of the Nerdiverse Mike G. He is Wash, Master of the Nerdiverse. We are the Master of the Nerdiverse podcast. And with that said, I'm going to say MOTN out. Take care, everybody.